Alright, hey there friends, we're talking about Ford. Yes, Ford the stock. I think everyone has shares of Ford. I think that's pretty easy and honest, the best thing to say about Ford the stock. Literally, trading sites were giving Ford stock away just last year. I mean, you could not ask people to buy this stuff. Now it's totally a different situation. And that's because times are changing here a little bit. And a lot of people are up very big. I'm up big. I was buying this stuff just last year when it was around $5, $6, $7. Now, obviously, there has been a lot of big things going on with Ford here. We've had a ton of things happen here news-wise. Ford has made a lot of adjustments to stay an active company with the times, where with automobiles are going into the future, and they are diving heavily into the green plan, the electric plan. Pretty much those are the same kind of thing here. But the question is that we're seeing such a major walk up right now with Ford, and when is it gonna stop? So obviously, I'm very bullish on Ford. I think we're gonna see this run up to $30. Now, will that be in 2021? We could possibly see that. We could see that sooner than later here, especially now that we had this green deal, this brand new package coming into place. And at this point, it looks like Monday Ford is going to set a 52-week high here, which obviously is going to bring in a lot of positive news, and it's going to bring in a lot more heavy hitters, probably plowing some money into Ford here. And if we look at the volume has been amazing. Volume really, it hasn't really stopped. It's always stayed around 30 million to 50 million being just the bad day with that low. But this week in Ford, we saw a hefty climb, starting off the week with over 125 million in volume, then the next day 115 in volume, and pretty much the rest of the week we were at least hitting over a threshold of 110 million in volume. Now, the news with Ford is not stopping. It actually keeps getting better, especially with this new green plan that we're seeing coming out, where the Biden administration, the Democrat administration is and will always be, no matter who the president is, will be pushing for, this electric vehicle being affordable for every man and woman in the near future, to where they are trying to rid the world of, pretty much gasoline engines. But obviously we're talking way into the future for that situation. But Ford is falling into this plan. And right now we're seeing Ford even do this. Ford announced that it will conduct a series of cash tender offers, debt buybacks, of what it described as its COVID bonds issued to provide a cash cushion through the pandemic last year, as well as various other debt investments. In total, Ford anticipates spending $5 billion to buy back debenture carrying interest rates ranging from 6.337 to nearly 10%, and with due dates ranging from as early as 2023 to as far as 2047. So guys, this is great news. Ford, from just a year and a half ago, this was something that we were thinking was going to, there was talks of Ford going in massive debt and possibly being bought out all the way, or just completely going under. And now we're talking about a company that has new plans, restructured, looking into the future for the nuts and bolts of how they're going to continue the company and make their money daily. And like I said, I know there's a lot more news, a lot of things that have come out here about vehicles they're making, electric vehicles, the EV market situation. But what I'm trying to say here is that, I don't really think we've broke over the water yet. I still think there is a lot of meat left on the bone here for Ford. And as we're seeing with a lot of these EV companies, obviously Tesla is in its own sector. It's on its own planet. But when it comes down to these, every other major automobile maker, they're obviously getting into the EV market, but Ford is still a household name. Ford is not going anywhere. And the more Ford dips its toes into this EV market, we're going to see positive news, because this is what a lot of new generational people of car buyers are looking for. So this week, like I said, I believe we're going to see a 52-week high in Ford. The obvious question is, are we going to see this break into a $30 range? Obviously, we're going to break into a 20. That's going to happen more than likely Monday into Tuesday. The question is, are people going to hold, or is there going to be massive sell-off? I think we're going to see a little bit of everything here. I think this is going to teeter-totter quite a bit, all the way from a $15 to a $20 range here, until it can sustain that $20 range, and then we're going to start talking about a $25 to $30 range here. If we keep seeing this positive news come out with Ford, and it keeps having these highs, there's no reason we're not going to see this flush into a $30 bid price here going into December and probably January into 2022, and that would really be something for a lot of investors here. So friends, I've had a few people ask me to talk about Ford because obviously it's a very popular stock right now. There's a lot going on with it, and like I said, everyone has Ford stock. You got at least one share, if not 100 shares. Everybody's got some. It's a good dividend stock, it's a good growth stock, and it's a good stock to hold into the future, pretty much. So friends, with all that said, good luck out there. That stock market is crazy. But remember, be positive, be you. Take time to invest in that future of yours, and I will talk to you very soon, friends. Bye!